And good morning. How are you today? 66 right now as we wait for a high to be somewhere right around 78 today is what we are expecting. A little bit of that wet stuff outside as well. So we'll have all that. Your forecast coming up. 80% chance of showers out there. Nothing humongous during the day, but rain chances are there. Big showers rolled through the area last night. We've got all your local headlines coming up at 7 o'clock this morning. I hope you'll join us for that. Some special guests coming in as well. We'll find out more about what's happening in our communities. Everybody awake? Long night? Oh, we had several things go on last night. I'm a little on the sleepy side this morning. Trying to get my act together. I got to have some more coffee. Let's go to Collinsville now. Let's go out to First Baptist and get our message for the day.
You know, as we drive around our community, you see lots of signs and yards indicating that this home is protected by a security system. Usually it's Watchdog or CUI. Now, why do people have these systems? Well, because there are things they want to guard against, particularly fire, burglary. I mean, both are enemies that homeowners want to discourage, and God forbid if they occur, they desire to have a strong and rapid response to repel that situation. Well, here in 2 Thessalonians 3:3, Apostle Paul points to an enemy that we need to guard against. The evil one, he says. That's the devil, Satan, the enemy of our souls. And he is indeed one bad dude. Don't nobody want the devil around. But here's the good news in that verse. It says the Lord is faithful, who will strengthen and guard you from the evil one. The Lord is like our security system, right? He deters the devil. But he doesn't just alert us when the devil's creeping. No, he strengthens us to withstand the enemy and even guards us and engages the enemy on our behalf. Just like that security system, when it goes off, it sends emergency responders to our address. And whether it be firemen or police or medics, they come and engage whatever's threatening us so that our person and property can be safe and secure. But as good as our security systems and the emergency responders are, the Lord is infinitely better. So, beloved, you can walk around in the day and sleep at night knowing the Lord is watching over you, right? He neither slumbers nor sleeps. He's all-knowing and almighty. Yes, you have an enemy, but you have nothing to fear because the Lord is faithful to be your security. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Oh boy, that happened quick, didn't it? Good morning. I hope you enjoyed that message from Brother Ben. They'll have church doors opening up tonight. It is Wednesday. Church services. Can't believe it's already the middle of the week. It's flying. Again, 66 right now, high of 78 today as we watch what is happening. Hope you feel good. As we start headlines, do I agree with what he's saying and do we need to do some adjustment? Yes. Pete Hexteth, we know who he is, and there's a lot of talk of him getting it. He made the quote yesterday of saying no more pronouns, no more climate change obsessions, no more emergency vaccine mandates, and no more dresses. He goes, we're done with that blank. Well, that sounds good, but none of this is law. That is all, again, I remind you, a presidential executive order, which can be taken away in 3 to 4 years. I remind all of these can be gone in the drop of a heartbeat, just as when Trump took office and everything was wiped away. Do not forget that until it goes through Congress and it doesn't look like anything has been done there. Or at least I haven't heard of anything. Just keep that in mind as those who celebrate. It's not really a celebration. It's a temporary fix. Anybody going to this, ready to watch this? Puff Daddy, Sean Diddy Combs, however you want to say his name. His trial is getting underway with jury selection this week. Oh, that's going to be a big one there. Those that get on that will probably end up writing books, won't they? The guy that fell from bleachers, I'm sure you've heard of this, that fell from the bleachers at a Pirates game, took his first steps. I think it was a 20-foot fall from the bleachers where he fell over. And I'm assuming he was trying to catch a ball with that. But he has made a step. That's good. Let me make sure I'm telling this. This was Florida. I thought it was going to be in the Smoky Mountains or somewhere. But in Florida, 89-year-old man and his dog were mauled to death by a bear. Have y'all heard this? So sad. They would be found some 100 yards apart at their home in the backyard. Now, the last I had read into this, they were trying to determine if it was one bear or, well, a group. What a horrible, horrible death that was. But bad. Yeah, if you thought the first time was bad, well, watch this. Hold my Coke, I guess you could say. I don't get it. This is off of the Eisenhower, is that right? I want to make sure I'm saying this right. But I jumped to the wrong story, but I think this is off the second airplane has fell from that same USS air carrier. $70 million, that's 2 planes that have fell off into the ocean. It's a Truman, I think, is what it is. I'll get to the actual story here in just a moment, but my oh my. $70 million twice and they fall off a plane. Somebody's not doing something right on the deck, are they? Well, this one I think was on landing, and whoop. The other one, they was being pulled by the little, you'll see them out at the airport a lot of times where they'll use lawnmowers and little carts, that look like golf carts, to move planes around, was the first one. My oh my. It looks as though the U.S. and Yemen has reached an agreement. A ceasefire between the U.S. and them has happened. They've agreed not to attack ships coming through. Trump says he's taking them at their word. We'll see what becomes of that. James Comer, and again, this is all assumption at this point, is because no one's gotten the information yet. Jeffrey Epstein files. We've got the Representative James Comer claiming that he feels that the files have been destroyed. A lot of them were destroyed then, and you will never hear from them. I think most Americans could believe that. And if you believe those cameras accidentally went off at that exact moment when he took his own life, George Strait's got land for you, don't he? Kentucky Derby. Anybody watch that? Happened over the weekend as we talk about the winner of that. You always hear about the Triple Crown. The horse will not race in the next race for business reasons, they say. In other words, they don't want the horse to lose and make it look bad. So they're not taking that chance of running another race. Colorado is where we go on this. And we've talked about problems in the U.S. Post Office here of mail being taken. There was a lot of checks in the Meridian area that were taken from businesses, and then employees then allegedly deposited them into another account somewhere else, made up a fictitious account. I've had numerous businesses contact me about that. We go to Colorado on this one, and they said there was no election fraud, right? They did catch a Colorado postal employee stealing ballots ahead of the 24 election. She's admitted to it. They got a tip-off on this because someone had not voted, and they got that their vote had already been cast in early voting. Huh. She's pled guilty. No word yet what her sentencing will be on that. That is just, it's so many flaws on that. We need a system nationwide to be able to cast ballots. Double check this. Double check it to make sure it's the right person casting a ballot that can't be there if they do early voting or something. Yeah, that is. I'd say it's treason. That's wrong. I don't like that. This is concerning as we go to where we're Honduras. A U.S. Black Hawk pilot has been found dead away from the base. They're investigating this. No word as to what happened. They're not talking just yet. Trump will begin nominating judges. He has 46 to fill this time. I think it was, 100 that first term that he put in? It's 46 this time. Oklahoma City, we briefly mentioned this. 7 people were shot at an Oklahoma City bar. Gunfire broke out. 4 in critical condition. 3, I think, will be okay, but we've got 4 others that are in critical condition as we look at that. The new Prime Minister of Canada has met with Trump. Maybe y'all saw this, maybe you didn't. He said this to Trump during their meeting. As you know from real estate, there are some places that just are not for sale, and Canada is not for sale. It will never be for sale. Okay. Trump keeps teasing and bothering them, if you're not aware of that he wants to buy Canada. The little guy's all kind of been out of shape. Rite Aid has filed for bankruptcy for a second time, y'all. After 8 months after coming out of Chapter 11, they filed for bankruptcy again. Let's hope they can pull out of this. It's not looking good, is it? Yeah, and I'm sure this has happened to someone else before. Have you ever let your grandchild, your kid, play with your phone? Maybe they accidentally ordered something. What about $4,200 worth of dum-dums delivered to your door? Mom had that happen. Her 8-year-old son just kept ordering them. I'm not sure if they'll return them or not. Maybe they will. They'll be a good sport and take those back. But $4,200, that's a lot of dum-dums because they're fairly reasonable, aren't they?
Yeah.
Give them away at the bank, or at least they used to. Wow. A highway crash in Kansas. We talked about this. A teen basketball player was among those killed in that fiery crash that took 8 lives. Awful, awful, awful for something like that to happen. In the course of what I do for a living, of chasing news stories and covering them for you, I often see things that are weird. You go, well, I've never seen that before. Odie has seen it. Greg has seen it. And Julia probably has heard it. This is one of those where they pulled over a woman. She was suspected of possibly doing drugs. She had a pet raccoon in the car.
Yeah.
The officer walked up to the car, and the pet raccoon had a meth pipe. Really?
It's not mine.
I think her and the raccoon had to go to jail after that. Talk about your pets telling on you. My, oh, my. Let's see here. I didn't even know India, the country of India. You just don't hear much about them, or either I just totally don't pay them attention. But they've struck at Pakistan, 26 dead overnight in an attack. I guess I'm not as schooled as I should be with foreign politics. Didn't know much about that. Do you remember the little guy that went to cover the Super Bowl? He was the reporter. He was tricked by a woman and then later killed. They've arrested a second person in connection with his murder now. And it sounds like they were working together to scam people. Must have went wrong. Here it is. And so I get this. It was the USS Harry Truman that plane went off on. Second one. This time it was on landing. I just that's a lot of money to go off a ship, isn't it? I wanted to make sure I cleared that up. And boy, I know there's a lot of fans of this guy, Smokey Robinson. Did y'all see this as it broke yesterday? 4 women have accused him of sexual assault. They're all housekeepers. But this goes back to, I think, 2004 to current. They say that it's been a reoccurring thing. It's a long time to stay somewhere if someone is doing something to you. Long time. We'll see where this goes. It's probably headed to court. They're suing for $50 million. I don't know if they'll get that, if they'll win at all, but that's the accusations that are out there. I've read this story over and over, and I've watched the video. And have you ever watched the video and it not match the facts? Here we are. Now imagine this. You're in a Walmart. I have done this. You walk, you can't find something, and you'll see somebody that has a smile, and you go, hey, do you know where I can find such and such in here? I've even had to be directed to the ice cream. Really, I get lost easy looking for stuff. I don't do a lot of shopping, and I don't know where things are. Well, a man done that. He asked where he could find it. It was either Excedrin or something like that. It was a headache medicine I think he was after. As he was talking to the mother, the child went to fall out of the little cart they was in, and he reached down to catch it and caught it and set it back up. They finished speaking, and he walked off. 3 days later, he is arrested for attempted kidnapping. She accused the man of kidnapping. I think everybody believed her at first, and now lawyers have gone, and he's been in jail for months, and now they've looked at the video from Georgia Walmart. He has been given bond now. And she gave the testimony that the man fled the store. No, he didn't. He walked around and got what he needed, took his time and paid for his stuff and left the store. And he's in 60-something. She's in her early 20s, a mother. Something is not adding up is what it is getting to. I think this man has been falsely accused as it looks. We don't know what her problem was, what it was all about. I just don't see how you could 3 days later misinterpret this. Something is wrong. And you have to realize what this has done to this man's life. Being accused, missed his birthday because he was sitting in jail. He's 57 years old. I thought he was around 62, but he's 57. Cobb County, Georgia is where this went on. Her name is Caroline Miller. We'll see where this goes. But it certainly indicates something is not adding up. I don't know what would make her think this. Did she make it up altogether? Again, the video does not match what she's telling. We hope this gets worked out. It's wrong to accuse someone of something they didn't do. And if that happens, I think she needs to make a public apology if this is wrong, and maybe something done to her. We'll see. See, somebody on Highway 19 has turkeys in their yard. Watch those turkeys. I had one jump up on a windshield one time. It was not pretty because they can't fly. They can jump right into your windshield. Columbia University is laying off 180 staffers. Trump told them, you mess with me, we'll cut your funding. He has done so. They're having a cutback on 180 jobs. I'm not sure what they did, what their jobs were. Chaos broke out yesterday as Ohio. We talked about this yesterday morning. A bond was denied. I don't want to say a kid, but a man's son was killed by the police as they responded to something. He was shot by a police officer. The father of this man, and again, we'll use the word allegedly, it hasn't been proven yet, then went and ran over a police officer. They're saying they think that it was in retaliation. Hasn't been proved. Chaos in the courtroom yesterday, and he has been denied bond. He's going to have to sit there. Did he do that? That's what everybody is speculating. We'll see if that turns out to be true, if he done that on purpose. Ooh. We talked about Jennifer Aniston. Somebody tried to break into her house. She was from Friends. Real nice girl. Somebody hit her gate, and after they dig into this guy's been making lots of comments about her online. What do you call people that do that? Stalkers, is that? It could be. Again, not proven, but not looking good there. I should have had this story with the other one, where I mentioned to you when we first began the headlines this morning of a man that was killed by a bear. We have a female that was in a small boat. She was attacked, and the alligator pulled her out of the boat. I'm just not used to alligators. I don't know much about that. We've got a few here, but these things are dangerous, y'all. What does Troy say? Shoot 'em.
Shoot 'em.
Shoot 'em. That's just not a sport for me. I really don't like to bear hunt or anything that can eat me. Y'all think about it. I'm serious. I'm not making fun of the situation, but boy, those things are. Do y'all remember, what was this, a year or so ago? The lady fought. They had flooded in the yard. I think it was Florida, and her husband went to the shed to get something, and he went in the shed and was attacked, and she fought to try to save her husband and couldn't. Ohio, and I'm gonna try to say his name right. Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm close on this.
You got it.
It's been a big push for him to run for governor. The current governor is doing his best not to have the GOP endorse him. I don't know what he has against this guy. He's really smart. He seemed to have a level head. I watched him in those debates. He couldn't take on Trump, but I think the man is capable of running a state. We'll see what happens, all of that. We've been talking about this for months now, that it was coming. Weight Watchers files for bankruptcy. When we saw this, there's so many different ways to lose weight, and people are not doing it the old traditional way, the Marie Osmond way. They're finding alternative ways, and it's hurt them. Their business is, well, it's taken a lick, so to speak. I hate to even use this phrase on this, but if there's a will, there's a way. Does that ring a bell? Where somebody tries to outsmart something as the system changes, as Trump has passed this legislation with the ink pen to where you cannot fly pride flags with flags. So what are they doing? Salt Lake City has 3 flags approved that will be changed, and you can only guess what they're going to look like. Salt Lake City. It hadn't formally went through, but that is what they're in the middle of. NBC News reporting that one of those has a flower with the pride colors in it. We'll see if that happens. They're trying to outsmart the system there. Again, if there's a will, there's a way, and they're willing to do that. I don't know how voters feel in that district. I don't know much about the Salt Lake City area. They have started, as we'll get a pope before long. What they're guessing, 3 to 4 days, maybe. The process is beginning. We'll let you know how that develops there. Meta has won a lawsuit they put up against a spyware company. It was WhatsApp. Y'all ever use that? I think I've got it on my phone. I've used it once or twice. They had some spyware on it, a company they hired to develop. They have won $168 million against that company. Now they're going to appeal it. Of course they are. And we wonder how our courts are so tied up for so long. My, oh my. We need like division. Something needs to be revamped in the way things are handled. And I don't know the answer to that. Kentucky firefighters, and you got to be, our guys here, we support them. I feel like they could do this also. It was an 18-wheeler wreck. They've got a lot of bypasses there in Kentucky, the huge bridges like they do out in Texas. An 18-wheeler crashed, and the cab was hanging over the side. You can only imagine this. You're sitting in it. Can you imagine being the driver? You're okay, but your truck, all you can see below is 100 feet, 200 feet below you. Firefighters got a crane, like when Simmons or someone comes out to pick up a truck. They lowered a firefighter down inside the truck, strapped him onto him, pulled him out. He's okay. That's going that extra mile, I'd say. Man, I could not do that job. Helicopters, fire. And my list of being able to do these things due to my fear of heights are getting scary. But skyscraper. Y'all think about that. The firefighters have to go through these people that try to climb buildings. They get halfway up and they freeze. Somebody got to go get them. I am not that person.
Window washers.
All I can think about is that Caddyshack scene when the guy gets bit by the snake and he wants him to suck the venom out. He goes, "You're going to die." I couldn't do it. We'll be right back with your forecast in just a moment.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Welcome back. Let's look at radar real quick here as we look at Doc's Toyota radar. The heavy rain to the south of us, hopefully this stuff is going to stay here. Now, there is an 80% chance of showers today that we'll watch with this, but all of it currently to the south of us. They may update the forecast. We'll let you know as soon as that. Over in Jackson, they've been dragging a little behind this morning. Let's talk about severe weather, what's on tap for today. It looks to be any severe weather will be to the south of us, and this will be in the southern portion of Clark County southward to the Mississippi Gulf Coast as we look at this, a level 1. As we get here and look in this area, what we got going on here. Marine warning there, special marine warning there just off the coast of Mobile. And as we let's look at tomorrow. This changes just a little bit as we get into severe weather for tomorrow. All of the state of Mississippi tomorrow following under a level 1. This will go up to Richmond, Virginia. So goes it. Look at that. All the way over. Again, a level 1, which means we'll have storms and possibly a severe storm. No mentions of tornadic activity whatsoever. That's the good news that I can tell you all about that. That's good, isn't it? All right, let's look at some record highs and record lows.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Those record highs back in 52, for a couple of days now it was 92. Back in 44, it was 40. Whew, chilly for a May day. As we look at that, we got nothing so far from Jackson yet on the forecast for today, waiting on it. But boy, over in Alabama, they were all over it this morning. They went to work. 77 is expected in Demopolis. We'll see 78 in Selma, 79 in Montgomery. As we look at this, that rain through Thursday, still a lot to come. We're not out of the woodwork just yet. As we move down, as we see here, our 7-day outlook, let's see here, 78 today, 62 for tonight. Still a 70% chance of rain tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday. Did I mention 40% next Tuesday? Okay, rain is in the forecast for the next week as we look at this. As we go ahead and glance, we'll see that we do get a break next Wednesday as we make it all the way. Hello, girl. As we make it all the way through next Thursday, we're looking for a high of 87. Not quite to 90 yet, but it sure is warm, isn't it? As we look here for our fishing forecast today, best time today to go is going to be somewhere around 8:30 this morning till 10:30. We'll have a minor time around 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And again, sunrise this morning at 6:02. Sunset will roll in at 7:40. All right, we're going to be right back as we get ready for the morning show to tell you all about what's going on in our community. Don't rush off. We ran a little long this morning. We'll be back with local headlines on the way at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.